Well, I was in a band in 7th grade for like a couple months. We played a talent show. We played Smells Like Teen Spirit, of course, just like every other band did when they were 12. And then I stopped being in that band. I asked Nick, the bass player, if he wanted to do a Green Day medley.
And me and Zach were in homeroom together, and he had just came out of his band Psychophysics at the time. So we like talked, and then we started we were gonna do a Green Day medley for our talent show. And then Zach wrote a song, and then we did that instead, and then it just kept going from there.
Zach, I'm the lead singer, and I play guitar.
Nick, I play bass, and I sing.
I'm Hector, I play drums.
I'll tell you anything you wanna hear. I'll tell you the truth, I would do anything for you. I'd give you anything your heart desires. Just as long as you make me sweat.
I really like playing our music. I mean, I'm into punk music, so it's fast, it's aggressive. I have a good time up on stage.
I like the whole lifestyle around it and the experiences.
My favorite part would have to be the shows. They're so much fun. I mean, I just love seeing people like singing the words that I've written. Hector and I met at a mutual friend's party, and he had heard that we were looking for a new drummer, and we ended up playing beer pong against each other and like sparking up this conversation like, oh, hey, you need a drummer? And we're like, yeah, do you play drums? So at that party, he played some of the stuff that he played in his previous band, and then we were like, oh yeah, let's jam tomorrow, which when you're at a party, that never happens. But then he called me the next day at like noon and was like, hey, are we doing this?
We ended up getting drunk and talking about how I wanted to join the band, and I showed him my band, and we were awful, but the drumming obviously was amazing. and yeah, one thing led to another, and I called him the next day and we started practicing.
At this time, Hardy was still in the band, and we hadn't really told him that we were getting a new drummer, so it was kind of like cheating on a girlfriend. We would hide Hector's set in the closet while Hardu's set was out there, and we would just switch them when Hector would come and play. But it was really weird at first because, you know, we don't really know him, even as a friend, so he would just show up to practice, and it was really awkward. And then by like the 3rd practice, Nick hated him, actually. Nick didn't like him at all. I remember after the first day, Nick's like, nah, something about that kid. And I was like, give him another chance. So we gave him a couple more chances, and it just worked out. And after like the 3rd time, Nick was like, oh, he's good. And I was like, yeah, that's why I never leave decisions in Nick's hands.
Well, at that point, I just wanted to be in a band, like, before I even listened to them, I just wanted to be in a band, like any band. After we started talking about me joining, I went and checked their stuff out on MySpace, and I heard Everybody's Gone, and I was like, yo, this song's really fucking good. I was like, yo, I need to make it into this band. Like, I learned my parts and make sure that like that was gonna be my gig. Thank God for Zach, because Nick was an asshole.
When they got Hector in the band, again, that was a big step up for them. It was the first time you saw, the unit where everybody had the same goals.
for me at least, I feel more connected to it because it's like my words, and I just feel closer and more connected to the actual music. And I just like going out there and playing, and people like saying that they really like my songs or lyrics or anything. That's really cool.
I mean, Zach's the primary songwriter. He'll come to me and Hector with the basic structure, like a skeleton. Some songs are more arranged than others when Zach comes to us, but then we'll arrange the songs depending and put our parts to it.
At this point, we've been playing together for so long that when he brings in a song, like, I kind of already know where he's going with it. We play to the music, and our chemistry is just, it's already there. I just know, like, I want to do this, and then they throw in ideas, and, you know, we bounce ideas around and until we get to the final drum track. But by listening to the song already and knowing how he writes his songs, I can't even explain it, to be honest. It's like second nature at this point.
We usually sit on songs for a really long time, except for this last album that we just recorded, that we were actually writing up until the day that we went in to record. I just love recording, going to Lake House Studio with John, and then before that when we did the EP, or the split now it is, with Pete. It's just two totally different vibes, but it's really cool, and we always have a really good time. We get along really well in the studio, and it's just a couple dudes in a basement eating pizza and recording songs that we hope everybody will enjoy.
One thing that really made it solid between The Obvious and Lost in Society is that we've both recorded with Pete Steinkopf from the Bouncing Souls. Like, when you look up to him, Lost in Society looks up to him. And just the fact that both of our bands had gotten to work together with him was just something that, you know, they know how that feels to sit in the studio and have the Pete like saying, all right, now make your guitar do this, or make your voice do this. And just having that common experience was, when we first met, that was something that we really bonded over.
So I actually saw them at the Metromix Breakthrough Band Competition. I kind of stumbled upon them the best way that I could because I saw them live first. And I had listened to their music like briefly before the competition, and I always thought that they had a really great sound, but it was the live show at the competition that was just like, I mean, they were like one of the most energetic bands I had seen in a really long time.
Their earliest configuration of Lost in Society, they had a different drummer. And I knew his parents, and they told me about this, you know, about their son, this great band. And they brought me a live recording of them playing at the Saint. And you know, I obviously didn't have that high expectations, but I heard, you know, Zach's voice first. I was like, wow, that doesn't sound like a kid. And I just thought it was like, I was like, wow, this is a cool band.
I think we're just, you know, we're returning to basics. We're a three-piece: guitars, drums, vocals, bass. We don't have anything crazy.
I got my first guitar in 5th grade, and I just kind of wanted to learn it because everybody was learning how to play guitar. I didn't really have any intentions of writing music or anything like that. I was just like, oh, well, it's cool to play guitar, so I want to do it too.
Actually, like in 5th grade, I wanted to learn how to play bass. But my mom, she had called up a music shop, and the guy at the music shop said that if I learned to play guitar, then I would learn to play bass. So I started playing acoustic guitar. Me and Zach started playing together, and we tried to add in other people, a guitar player, a bass player, and it just didn't work. It just didn't feel right. So then one day, I think like Guitar Center was having like a Memorial Day sale or something, and I bought my first bass.
I bought my first drum set when I was 15 off of my friend Eric Shirella. I'll never forget that. It was like a little Rockwood kit. What made me want to start playing drums was Travis Barker. After that Blink-182 self-titled record came out, and the drumming, that's just amazing. I like drums, because to me, the average person, they don't know much about drums, but they know about rhythm, and they like to get in the groove. And to me, what I like about Travis Barker, and I like to bring into my drumming, is setting up a groove where it's pretty straightforward, where people can get into it and, you know, dance around to.
I think everybody gets this general sense that all punk songs sound the same, especially from the same band. And we get pretty diverse with our songs, I mean, especially with tempos. And like, we're a little bit darker than a lot of just straight up punk. And I think we just have a really great energy on stage, like we hear that all the time. And we sound really, really big for a three-piece. And I think we pull off things that a lot of three pieces that aren't like really professional like couldn't pull off as well. We started playing and it was fun. It was more of like, all right, well, I'm in a band. That's pretty cool. Like, not a lot of kids were doing it, at least at that age. And Nick was chubby and stuff, so he wasn't ready for that. And
it's pretty cool just to like, go back and like as the shows progress, like more and more people show up. Like our CD release show, there was like 200 people there, which is awesome to see that many people that are there to see you play, especially when you're, because a lot of bands like you start playing and then you can get your friends to come see you. So you have like solid shows, and then kind of in the middle, you just get this lull when you like just play these awful shows, and then it just starts building up, and we're at the point where it's building up. I mean, we're playing Warped Tour.
I think our music, for punk fans especially, or for anybody who just likes to have a good time in shows, our music is not only aggressive and fast, but it's also catchy. Like Zach has a really good way of writing hooks. Like he writes really good hooks, and I think that's what brings people in.
What's up, everybody? We're Lost in Society.
For me, it's definitely the pressure to keep writing songs, since that is my main role in the band. So if I don't write a song for a couple weeks or a month, I start getting nervous, like, oh, maybe I'm out of songs, and then I'll write like 6 in a week. But I would say that's probably the hardest part for me, just sticking with it and always having new and fresh material to write that is different from what I've written before.
Pretty early on, we when like right after the talent show, me, Zach, and Hardu, our drummer at the time, we came together and we were like, all right, like was this just a one-time thing, and it was for the long haul? And we decided then that it was for the long haul, and here we are.
They all just have, I don't know, man, they all just have personalities that work together, you know what I mean? They all split the work 3 ways. It's all hysterical 3 separate ways, you know what I mean? When we're on the road together, like between the 3 of them, they all interact completely, just a very well balanced.
Well, Lost in Society is great because not only do they put on an amazing live show, but their songs are really perfect too. So when you go to see them, it's like not only are you hearing amazing songs, but then you see this crazy live performance where like guys are smashing guitars. Like I was at the Lanes and Zach threw something at the ceiling and a light fixture broke.
I love hanging out with bands, like after shows that we don't know anybody at on tour, like being like, hey, that was a good show. Like I'm glad I randomly came out to the bar tonight and saw you guys. I definitely always want to have some sort of connection with bands. I mean, I hate the bands who, they play a show and then they leave and they pack it up in their tour bus and just get out of there.
I think now, like we're not playing Madison Square Garden every night, but I feel like the shows that we are getting, especially when we go to places like Texas and New Orleans and all over the place, there are more people at the shows.
They're not giving a fuck. That's the coolest part about it. You know, it's a high energy music that just doesn't give a fuck.
Music doesn't need to be about crazy solos. I mean, we're not a band like that. We just go out there, we try to have the best time we can on stage, rock it out. I want to make this my living. I don't want to have a real job.
Oh, I definitely see them as a nationally touring band. I mean, I know that they're probably going to tour abroad within the next few years. And I think that's the path everybody wants.
Dude, there's no stopping us. Like, you know what I mean? We have no plans of going on a hiatus. We have no plans on stopping. We're going to keep making records, keep touring. And if we keep going the rate that we're going, people are starting to take notice.
Just keeping it going, just keep on chugging along. I think in 5 years, I would be happy maybe like doing a national tour where we're kind of headlining, not like giant places, but you know, like places the size of like the Stone Pony, just making a living off playing music that I write.
I know what you're thinking, but I don't know what to say. And everybody's leaving, and I don't want to stay. I just want to go out, yeah, I want to go away. Let's follow our hearts now, 'cause I don't want to pray.